colder in here than it is outside. Holy moly, it's cold. Damn cold. Smearing these tires first. These tires always leak down. Two most important things to check on your bike: tire pressures and your rear chain drive. Those two will vary the most. Make sure I got everything buttoned up. Still temporary wiring. Gotta find the other nut. Castro 2050 motor oil. Okay, turn the fuel on, this one on, nothing leaking out. If it fires up, I'll have to open up the door. It'll get too smoky in here. Try it again, see if she's gonna go. Oh, she's pissing. Okay, minor glitch. Turned the fuel taps on and it was pissing out of the right carb. So I had a stuck needle, or a little bit of dirt on that needle. So I think she's ready to go. Leave this one. It might be flooded because that needle was whoa, there's gas out of there. Okay, get gas. I'm gonna put the choke on, it's pretty cold out here. I think that's it. I think that's it. Hopefully I got everything going. Give her a couple of bumps here. Wow, that's pretty good. Might need a little more juice. Or less choke. Not sure. See, I think this fucking bleeder is sticking. I was pushing the bleeder down on the right carb and it was sticking. It's like it's bent a little bit, so I kind of straightened it out and then it popped up. And that's what was leaking gas. So, got a little issue with that too, I guess. Okay, I just bled it. I got choke. Turn it back on again. Make sure she's not leaking. Come on. You know what? 1 second here. I forgot to reset the idle circuit. 1 sec. Let's see here. Half, 1, 1.5. plug. Right carb's plugged again. I got no filters in there. Big mistake. She runs. Gotta clean those carbs. Clean those carbs again, and be nice to replace them. The one slides pretty bad in the one. Christ, I'm pretty much rebuilding this whole bike. Like, I'm just basically replacing everything. The plunger's sticking on the one side, so that's why it was leaking gas. And now it's running on the left carb. The right carb's I got the choke on, and that was actually the carb that was sticking. So there might be some dirt in there coming out of the fuel tank. Well, we know she runs. I think I'll take the tank off and flush it out, and maybe start on that. Start on the body work. Oh, it's a fight. It's a never-ending fight. Just trying to fix my 12-volt tester here. Can't find one online to replace it anywhere. It was originally from Snap-on 20-some years ago, 25 years ago. Don't know what the make is on it, but it was so handy to use that to touch on the fuses and everything. It uses your body, when you touch the metal, it uses your body for the ground, which is pretty cool. So back to this bike today. I'm going to pull the tank off, retorque the head again. I already checked a couple bolts on it, and I've been able to turn them a third of a turn. I'm going to retorque that. I'm going to blow the jet out in the right hand carb. And what else? There's something else I was going to do. I want to pull the drain plug out one more time and check that little screen in the drain plug. Okay, that's what I'm going to do next. Turn the music down. torque these. The two smaller bolts at the front are 20 foot-pounds right in here. What are you in the dog? You got that bubble wrap again? Give me that bubble wrap. He likes popping the bubble wrap. Give me that. I'm gonna put that in your stocking. You crazy dog. You crazy dog. Don't eat it. Don't eat it. Okay. I'm rechecking all the valves because as that head gasket compresses, you know, it's going to push the push rods up tighter. So I don't know how thick that head gasket was. I probably should have measured. It's probably like 80 thou or something. But yeah, I tightened up all the head bolts all the way around, and every one of them I got about an eighth of a turn on, you know, maybe that much, eighth of a quarter turn. And so then I started to check all of these, the rocker shaft cover nuts, and every one of them I got about an eighth of a turn on. And then the carburetor bolts, so everything's kind of compressing. So as the head gasket's compressing, it's pushing up on the push rod, so I wanted to check the valves again. And I tightened up the exhaust valves 1 thou, and now I'm just doing the intake, and I squeezed that 6 thou feeler gauge in there, but it's jammed in there tight, and it's about 1 thou too tight as well too. So everything's tightened up. So when you retorque your head, you might want to recheck your valve clearances. That's what I'm doing now. Just roll it over. I'm just going to roll over the engine until it's going down, coming up. It should be coming up to the loosest point. 6 thou all the way, that's good. Okay, tighten that up. Still got plenty there. Okay, you can do the other side. It's tight too. Okay, got the valves all rechecked again. Like I say, they tightened up about 1 thou, and this idle circuit was plugged up again, so I pulled the float bowl off, took the main jet out, cleaned that. It's clean anyways. But I took this screw out and blew some carb cleaner through there, then some compressed air to hopefully clear those 2 holes up. If not, I got to pull the whole carb off. But I was doing the same thing as the first time I fired it up. I had to run it with the choke on, and it was this cylinder that wasn't running this time. Before it was that cylinder. And I got a little confession here to make to you guys. And I didn't show you. I don't think I showed you on the video yet. There's the evidence. But this bike's been sitting for a couple months, and it sumped about 1 liter of oil, a little over 1 liter of oil into the crankcases. So I pulled the drain plug out, and I found something in the drain plug. A little piece of wood, and I don't think that was from this assembly. This was from when I first put it together, and I had the blocks of a 2x4 holding the pistons up, and I must have shaved off a little piece of wood, chipped off or something. You know, it's just a regular 2x4. I don't know how a chunk like that can chip off, but it must have. I don't know how else. So I'm just going to pull that drain plug out again and double check it, catch any stuff that's sumped in there. Because the last time I used a couple hockey sticks, so it those didn't chip at all. The one was carbon fiber. So I'm just going to take this drain plug out, and where I found, oh, let's put this on something a little better than that. I found it in the, I found them in the drain plug. So I flushed it, and I refilled it up again and kicked it over. So let's see, there's probably going to be a little bit of oil come out of here again. There's always going to be some oil in there. And I don't see any wood. Okay. Yeah, I found these pieces of wood were sitting in here like this. They were, so I took this all apart, cleaned it all out, flushed it out again, and so it's looking clear now. I'll put it back together. Yeah, I wasn't going to show you that, but that's just something that could happen, I guess. You know, something fell, you know, especially when I'm building this bike over such a long period of time. You know, if you rebuilt it all in 1 day or 2 days, like if you were in a shop, you know, you're right on top of everything. But you know, my engine cases have been sitting open here for 6 months, and but I suspect this must have fell in there when I was putting the pistons on the first time. Not this time, but the first time. Okay, we're going to put it back together and try firing her up. Okay, take two. Got the tank back on, blew that carburetor out, and hopefully that cleans out the jets. No fuel's leaking, so no sticking valve. Carbs, not have to screw around with this one. Okay, got oil in it. Clean the spark plugs up again. I know this needs a bolt, but I gotta fix the whole thing. My shoes. Okay, let's see. Got the fuel on. Got the furnace on, which I should shut off. I think that shuts the furnace off. Today is Saturday. Christmas is in 2 days, so I wanted to get this video on before Christmas or the end of the year, because I'm going to be pretty busy the next week. Okay, so I got everything on, I got fuel on, we bleed it. There we go, the gas coming out of that one. Gas coming out of that one. Oh, come on, you gotta run today. Choke. Choke is on this one. I'm giving it choke. Might have to crack the door as soon as it fires up. I hope it fires up. keys on. I think I'm ready. Let's try it. Oh. Played hockey last night. My hips are killing me. My clutch is slipping too. The cable's too tight, so I gotta loosen that off a little bit. I know she's gonna need lots of fuel. Oh, my hip's killing me here. Sounds like it's just running on my left cylinder again. Let me just buy new carbs. Clutch is slipping. It's too tight here now. I gotta loosen that off, but I can't anymore there. Let's get it out here. Choke off too quick. Let's open the door. I think the idle's too low. I had to crack the throttle there and then fire it up. Come on, be a Christmas gift here. Not running on the cylinder here. It doesn't smoke, but it's only running on one cylinder because of the carb. I'm tempted just to buy new carbs and throw these ones out. I'm gonna have to pull those carbs off one more time, and it won't run with the without the choke being on full. And but you can tell it's running strong. It's not smoking anymore. That's the main thing. It's got good compression, and I might buy a set of carbs. Oh, I hate to spend the money on it. Just draining me, this bike, draining me. That's because I still got to get a shifter, kickstart, and I still got to fix the seat. Oh, there's a whole bunch of stuff. I'll keep doing videos until I get this thing completely buttoned up and done. And I'm going to look for a good set of carbs. I think Gary where are you, Gary, down in New York or somewhere there? Said he might be able to get me a line on some carbs. I might just do that. Bolt them on, be done. Like I say, when I bought this bike, these carbs were full of water. They were I couldn't even get the slides out of the carb. And I soaked them with penetrating oil, diesel fuel, and tapped them back and forth. Finally got them out, cleaned up all the orifices as best I could. And one slide I replaced because the one slide was so seized in there, it was damaged. So there's a lot of wear in these carbs. They're pretty beat up. I was wondering if I was going to be able to save them, but I thought I had all the orifices cleaned out 2 or 3 times. It just seems to run on one carb or the other, like, so I don't know. Anyways, that's it, guys. That's it for this year. And I'll put up some more videos in a week or so. And I'm going to order some new parts. And I'm missing a few little parts still. And get this buttoned up. Start stripping the tank down. And I'll do a video of it at Peter's house there, and he's going to straighten out those dents and get that tank ready. But have a Happy New Year and a Merry Christmas. See you soon.